How to heal childhood trauma. Hi, guys. My name is Apollonia Ponti. I am a dating, relationship, and life coach for you men, not only to attract the woman of your dreams, but to attract your dream life as well. And this video is significantly important. If this is your first time visiting my YouTube channel, I welcome you and thank you. Hit that subscribe button, click that subscribe button, comment below, and interact with me as much as possible as well. And I'm so happy to interact with all of you when I see your comments. Now, this is a big one, so I definitely want you to interact with me as much as possible with any questions. I'm going to break this down in 9 steps. This is crucial. This is probably a video that you're going to want to go back to and actually make sure you do it. Get a pen and paper, whatever you would like to do. I'm going to break this down. This is actually a process that not only I followed it in my life, but this is somewhat of a process that I do with clients depending on their situation. Now, this is not therapy, disclosure. As you know, I am a coach, but I can coach you through it. This also helps significantly in therapy when you do this. All right, so let's go into number 1. The first step is you want to feel it. You want to recognize it. Sometimes when we have trauma, we don't even know where it starts. We don't even know what it is. We don't even know where it's coming from. It's just a feeling or a reaction that we don't like when we're in relationships, in a situation, or anything. So feeling it means sit comfortably and feel where it lives in your body. Become aware of it is the first step. Maybe it's in your nervous system and your heart is always going. Maybe you get nervous. Maybe your mouth gets dry. Maybe you talk a lot and you tend to speak really fast, right? You want to feel it and where it lives in your body. Number 1, you don't have to yet at this point know what it is. And I'm going to break that down, but you just have to feel where it resides in your body and when it comes up. Number 2 is you want to visualize it. See it for what it is. Okay, so recall anything that may have triggered some emotions in you when you were feeling that moment in your body, right? Remember, number 1 was feel it. So you're going to recall anything that you may have triggered some emotions during that time. You're going to scan through your emotions and look through them. Where do they reside and where are they coming from? What are these emotions? Are they anger, grief, sadness, pain, worry, doubt, fear? What are they? You're going to visualize what they are and recall anything that triggered it. Maybe someone called you a name when you were ordering food. Maybe someone gave you a bad look and looked at you up and down and started talking to their friend in their ear about you. What blew that situation up to make you get this reaction? It could be a girlfriend even doing something to you, right? So first you got to scan through your emotions and recall anything that triggered it. Once you find that part, you're going to go into step number 3, which is monitor it. So this is why, guys, I say this all the time on my YouTube channel and I do videos about it. I have a whole program, a 30-day program for breathwork and meditation and journaling. Breathwork, meditation, and journaling is monitoring it. This can help this process, which is also another process in here, but this can help it, okay? Monitoring it this is where you're going to learn how to control reactions or emotions. This is where you're going to bring in a sense of awareness. Let any emotions come through. The reason why I say monitor it is sometimes when we disconnect and disassociate so much with our emotions, sometimes it's hard to figure out 1 and 2. And so if it's hard for you to figure out 1 or 2, this is where breathwork, meditation, and journaling is going to reveal those emotions for you so you can learn how to control. When we do the monitoring it, when we know, we have a new sense of awareness. When we follow 1 and 2, now we have a sense of awareness. We know what triggers it. We know what it resides in it. We know what it feels like. We know what we tend to do, right? So it's in the act of knowing is when we know we have more control of something, it gives us an inner confidence to control our reactions to trauma, period. Now, in step 3, what happens is when we control our reactions and our emotions and we have an understanding of awareness, we have a decision now. Before, we never had a decision when we didn't know 1 and 2, step 1 and 2. And so when we get to monitoring it, now we have a decision because we have awareness. Not all the time are we going to make the right choices. We're allowed to make mistakes. But here's the thing, is now you're going to look at it with a new sense of awareness as I see where these emotions are. I know where they arise. And also I know how I typically react to them. So now you have a new sense of awareness where you have a choice in the moment. Not all the time will you make that choice, but now your brain is starting to articulate the differences and understand something that it's never understood before. And this is how you start unraveling the trauma, which leads me into 4. Step 4 is you are going to name it. Okay, this is vital. Sounds silly. Don't judge a practice. Trust me. Claim it as something separate of your experience. Like, I remember one of the coaches, I think her name was Melissa Ambrosier. She's an Australian woman coach. And I remember she called hers Inner Mean Girl. So I started calling mine Inner Mean Girl. So you want to name it. You can name it Bob. You can name it Dylan. It doesn't have to be Mean Man or whatever, but you can name it whatever you want. Claim it as something separate of your experience. This is significantly important because when we start to have that sense of awareness in step 3, and we need to separate the reactions and our emotions and understand that, we also need to claim it is a separate experience, because a lot of times what we do with trauma is it still lives within us, so we act from it. What we need to train our bodies to do and our mind to do is to react towards it. Visualize it, see it, and see that we can control it, and it's not of who we are now, it's a process of who we have become. Okay? There's a huge difference. So when this happens, I'm not going to get all scientific goo goo gaga, but when we name it, it actually separates ourselves from it. So it makes us feel subconsciously and consciously and more in control of our decision making. Typically, when we get triggered or in a trauma response, we're not in control of our decision making, guys. And so this is why we feel out of control, we feel out of balance, and then when we just go into complete chaos. Then number 5 step is analyze it. Okay, so where does this come from? Where is the first experience felt before? And what does this remind me of? You're going to ask yourself, right? So when we analyze it, now we're going to understand, where does this come from? Does it come from when my father used to yell at me? And this is why when someone raises their voice, I feel trigger. Where was this first feeling residing in your body, or this first I'm not enough feeling came, right? Or whatever the feeling is that you've claimed, whatever it is. Now ask yourself, where was the first time I can remember that this came from? Where is the first experience that I felt this before? And what does this remind me of? Oof, man, is this a big one? This is where that window of light starts to crack open and you're like, whoa, I see why I'm like this. And this is a beautiful thing, guys. It is a scary thing, and you're like, man, now you know, you see it, you recognize, you analyze it. How do I fix it, Apollonia, right? So now when we get here, we're going to go into 6, 7, and 8, and 9, which is where we fix it or heal it, I like to say. All right, so I'm going to go through 6, 7, 8, and 9 for you. But before we continue, if this is your first time listening to this channel, I want you to subscribe, because these videos are made and tailored for you to continue to coach through life and dating and relationships wherever you are. I meet you wherever you are in your life on this YouTube channel. And also too, there's a video that I'm going to give you. It's a free training video on how to control your emotions. I'm going to put it below in the description box so you can take advantage of that as well next. That's going to help you with this. So number 6 is accept it. In order to heal trauma, we must accept it for how it made us feel and knowing that we can prevail through it. Even if it's something that you force yourself to say in the beginning, you have to start giving yourself affirmation when you recognize your traumas, okay? Here's why, guys. Trauma makes us beautiful. It makes us, honestly, it makes us relatable. It makes us more open. It makes us more experienced. Like, nobody wants somebody that has a bland life, right? And unfortunately, trauma experience and traumatic experiences happen to 90% of us. And it's difficult, I know, especially when it was done to you and you had no control over it. But I want you to understand that recognizing it doesn't mean that you're saying we're putting those emotions aside and saying, oh, they never existed, or, oh, you shouldn't be going through this and you shouldn't be feeling like this. I'm not dismissing your emotions. I want you to lean into it a little bit more. So I want you to own it a little bit more. I want you to recognize it and make it powerful for you. How did this overcome and this trauma make you become so powerful in your life? So again, the affirmation you want to say is, I love my enter part of your trauma. It's part of my learning process, and I'm grateful I'm showing up. Step number 7 is receive it. What is the message and what is it here to teach you? This is where journaling, meditation, and breath work is really going to come in. If you really want to take advantage and really serious about healing, I have a 30-day program all about breath work, meditation, activities for you to do in journaling for 30 days, the 30-day challenge to rewire your brain and increase your mental health. This is a whole meditation challenge I put together. It's called my Men's Mastery Meditation. This will help you in resolving your traumas. Click the link below. I'll put it in the description box if you want to take advantage of that as well. Number 8 is share it. So when And if you are comfortable sharing with someone or writing it out, letters to yourself or others, you want to share your story and coming from a place of ownership. Even if that person did you wrong, how has it contributed to your life? Because I couldn't be sitting here in this chair if I didn't have traumatic experiences. So how did I use this as your power? How are you going to use this as your power? And then number 9 is let it go. Start to recognize that this is not fully part of you, that this is an experience that has made you better, that you can now let it go and it is safe to let it go. Part of letting it go does not mean that we're just going to avoid it, but it means that you've referenced a better relationship with this story. And how you can take ownership is through this process, but the biggest thing is what have I learned from this and how do I use it as my power? This helps with the letting go process. If you want help with this, if you want some one-on-one coaching, I'm here for you as well. You can check out the coaching page. There's 3 things, honestly, in this whole video. I don't want you to direct you to one thing because trauma is a big thing and I want you to become better because when we overcome this, we show up better in life, our relationships, we make more money, we attract better women. It's everything. And so there's a Men's Mastery Challenge. It's a 30-day program, and it's a challenge of meditation breathwork. If you're serious about getting started, I'll put that below in the link. Second is their coaching link. If you want some one-on-one coaching with me to work through this, we can do that as well. And then third is a free training video about how to control your emotions and really in controlling those emotions and doing that work. You can watch that free training video as well. It's somewhere else on YouTube, not on YouTube. It's somewhere else down below in the description box. I'll put that as well so you can choose. As always, I love hearing from you. Comment below, and I'll see you in the next video. And remember, you are always loved. Bye for now.